Hey, Shalom, Israel, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Start out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. Today is the Sunday Scripture Breakdown class. If you got any questions, type them in. We're going to get to them on Facebook and on YouTube. And Native Americans know that we are in perilous times, you understand? The time that we're living in right now, we are so close to the end. And it's so important that we endure and be strong. You understand? I'm gonna be talking about endurance for about another week. You understand? Because it's important that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans know that this is not the time to fold up. This is not the time to be weak. It's not the time to give in. This is the time that you should stand strong. Because like Paul said, our salvation is closer than we ever believed it to be. And the reason we have to talk about endurance is because I know everybody's going through something right now. Everybody has some form of trial, some form of situation that makes them want to quit, that makes them want to give it all up and just say the hell with it. But it's time for you to gird your loins, man, and get ready and fight. You understand? We have been taught for so long in America to be weak. We have been taught to be weak. We've been raised to be weak. Everything about Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans right now is weak. You understand? Every time something comes up, we run from it. Every time life gets hard, we fold. It's time to gird your loins, man. Give me Psalms. Psalms 11 and 5.
Yes, sir.
We got to understand that this fight ain't for the weak. And the reason you are being tried is for something you should be proud of. We are being tried the way we've been tried in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge because we are righteous. You understand? Because we are the examples for our people. And Satan has to stop the examples from shining their light, because if we stop doing it, listening to us will stop listening to us. So they have to attack the leaders of the nation, the leaders of our people, in order to get the followers.
Right on.
You understand? Read what you got.
This is the book of chapter 11, verse 5. The Lord trieth the righteous.
Who does the Lord try?
The Lord trieth the righteous.
If you were going through if every time, ever since you've been in the UPK, you have been getting test after test after test, just that's what he's doing. He's putting you through this affliction because he wants to prove to the angels, he wants to prove to yourself, he wants to prove to the people that's watching you that you deserve what he's going to give you when he returns. See, we don't know what the Lord want to give us. We can only hope, wish, work to receive it. But the Lord knows, the angels know, the demons and Satan, they see it. And the demons that are in our lives are trying to do the best that they can do to stop us from getting that reward. So the Lord got to try you. The Lord got to put you through the test so that you could be made glorified when it's time for you to be glorified. You reading?
The Lord trieth the righteous, but the wicked and him with violence.
But you wicked people. You know why you got so much money? You know why life is so comfortable for you? You sell drugs to your people. You destroy them. You know why you feel like you're just living your best life? Because the Lord don't give a damn about you. He hates you because the Lord hates sinners. And the Lord punishes his children, or he tries his children, because he wants to make you better. A lot of times we look at our trials and we look at the things that we go through as if it's a punishment, when it's actually sent to us to make us stronger. You understand? The repetition of push-ups or going to the gym and lifting weights, lifting that bar gives you calluses. Those calluses tear through your natural soft skin, and it makes some skin under that is stronger and harder skin than you ever had. But it takes the pain of the repetition for you to get the calluses. You understand? It takes the pain of the struggle of the life that you're going through for you to get stronger, to be able to see these different tests. A lot of things come up in your life. You've seen it before. But what did you do? Did you run from it, or did you walk through it? See, a lot of us had these tests that came up in our lives, and we ran the opposite way. It was like what we used to do when we was kids. We see a dog in the street, we run the opposite way.
Right.
Until you got that one day you walking home from school where you say, I ain't running from this damn dog no more. And you pick up a stick, and you walk toward that dog, and that dog run up on your heel, and you stomp at it, and he run away. And then you start to think, all this time, I've been running from this dog, and this dog is scary.
Right.
This dog been barking at me and chasing me for months, and I've been taking a long way home for months, when all I had to do was stomp at him. And now I see he's scary. That's us. A lot of stuff come up in our lives that look scary, that look like it's horrible, and it really ain't. It's really not as bad as what we have put in our mind for it to be. And the Lord is telling you that it's time for you to stop being so weak. And he's telling the comfortable. The reason you're so comfortable and you have so much money and wealth, you have your helicopters and your jets, nice cars, because this is your kingdom.
Right.
So the Lord don't care about this kingdom. He's going to destroy. So you wicked people, that's why you're so comfortable. That should make you reevaluate your life and your comfortability. It should make you reevaluate why you don't have no problems going on in your life. Because the Lord chastens who he loves. And you know you're a sinner because you say it every time we ask you, are you a sinner? We ask people all the time, are you a sinner? And they say, yeah. Well, if you are a sinner, the Lord hates you. So he's letting you be comfortable. He's letting you have your money, and he's letting you live the life the way you want to live it right now. Keep reading.
Calling that a one time. Verse 6, upon the wicked he shall rain snares.
Upon what?
The wicked he shall rain snares.
Let me tell you what's going to happen to the wicked people of our people and the wicked of the other nation. You're going to sell your drugs, and you're going to make thousands of dollars, maybe millions of dollars. But you know what's going to happen? One day, while you're sitting in there making all this money, you're going to get kicked over by the laws. There's going to be a trap waiting for you. Keep reading.
That one come. Fire and brimstone and an horrible tempest, this shall be the portion of their cup.
This is going to be your reward for your wickedness. Your reward is going to be traps and fire and hurricanes, floods, things that's going to stop you from making your money. The so-called white man cannot make money when he constantly has to rebuild.
Right.
When every time he rebuilds Houston, the Lord sends another flood to tear it back down, you can't make no money like that.
Right.
Every time you sell pounds and then you get locked up and use all the power money to get you out of jail, you can't make no money like that. Every time you make your life comfortable with your wickedness, the Lord is going to always step in and blow on it, because he's not going to make you comfortable in your wickedness.
Right.
Keep reading.
Verse 7. For the righteous Lord loveth righteousness.
Read that again.
For the righteous Lord loveth righteousness.
The Lord does not love you no matter what. The Lord does not love you unconditionally just because he just loves you and you out here being wicked because you just want to be wicked. That's how the Lord works. The Lord loves righteousness. He loves the righteous of our people. He loves the people that are doing what they're supposed to do. Keep reading.
For the righteous Lord loveth righteousness. His countenance doth behold the upright.
His countenance. He smiles at the upright. He's glad to see that he has kids on this earth, children that are obedient. Those are the ones he protects. Those are the ones he look out for. Those are the ones he's watching over. But you wicked, he's watching over you to hurt you. He's watching over you so that he can punish you. You understand what I'm saying? Give me Proverbs 24:10.
Okay.
It's important that you know the difference from being righteous and being wicked. Because a lot of people, like the Christians, when they go through trials and tribulations, they just think, all they got to do is pay their tithes, or they got to go to a different church because they pastor not feeding them. They pastor not giving them what they need. When they don't understand that the Lord is either trying to shake you up so that you can get yourself together, or the Lord is just trying to show you that he's not on your side. You have to know the difference between the two. Read what you got.
Con that one con. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 24, verse 10. If in the day of adversity.
Let me tell you something. All of us are going to have hard times. All of us are going to have things that come up in our life that are tough to deal with. But if you do what?
If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small.
Read that again.
Thy strength is small.
If you faint when stuff get hard, if you run when the going gets tough and you get going, then your strength is weak. Meaning you are weak. You're not strong. You go to the gym, you look like you got muscles. You know what I'm saying? But mentally, you have no strength. Nobody wants a flaker on their side.
Right on.
Nobody wants that person that stands by their side. See, when you read the Bible and you read about Peter, when you read about Peter, you talk about Peter. Every day that your friends tell you that you stupid for being in the UPK, you turning your back on Christ. Every time somebody tells you you're in a cult and you stupid for what you believe and for following these laws and doing the things you do in the UPK, you're weak. And you're showing that. And the Lord said, give me Revelations 3 and 15. I'm going to show you what the Lord said. So you can get some understanding, so you can know that the Lord don't want no cowards, man. The Lord wants people with faith, with integrity, with strength, with a backbone that don't fold every time somebody put their hand on your back. Read what you got.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 3, verse 16. So then, because thou art lukewarm.
Because you are what?
Lukewarm.
You start at 15?
I started at 16.
You start at 15.
Con, sir. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 15. I know thy works. I know that thou art neither cold nor hot.
Let me tell you, a lot of you straddling the fence. Truth. That's what these fake Israelites are. They lukewarm. They halfway in the truth. They got 1 foot in the door and 1 foot out the door. You understand? That's a lot of our people. A lot of our people say they love the Lord, but they don't keep his commandments. You lukewarm. And then there's a lot of us that's not even cold nor hot. You're not even trying. Keep reading.
Con that one con. I would thou wert cold or hot.
The Lord is saying, your king is saying, I would rather you be cold or hot. Because if you're hot, I know he on my side. If you're cold, I know you're not on my side. But if you lukewarm, I gotta feel you out to see what you're really about. Because you're right in the middle. You know what I'm saying? That's how snitches are in the world. The reason snitches are the way they are is because they are neutral. They're in the middle. You know what I'm saying? They can go either way. They look like they're your friend, but when they go over here, they're not your friend. Lord is saying, I don't want no neutral niggas around me. That's what he's saying. I would rather you be all the way with me or all the way against me. But you lukewarm niggas, you niggas that's in the middle, that's playing, that's straddling the fence, what do you say?
I would thou wert cold or hot. So then, because thou art lukewarm, and I will spew thee out of my mouth.
Since you not cold to where I can look at you and say, this is an enemy. Since you're not hot to where I can look at you and say, he's solid, I'd just rather spit you out. I'd rather you not be around me. I'd rather you not even come around me and my family because I don't want to have to guess about you. See, the UK teaches you to look at the nations as if they are cold. No matter what they do, no matter how they smile, no matter how they act like they're your friends and they want to be by your side, you can look at the other nations through the training under Commander General YAHANNA, and you know that no matter how much they say they love you, they hate you. So we are trained to look at them like they cold. But it's the brothers that's our brothers and sisters that we got to guess on. Because majority of our pages are getting reported not by white people. Our pages get reported by black people. Black people call the police on us at camp more than white people. Black people have a problem with what we say more than white people. White people kiss our boots. Black people are lukewarm, saying, I need to know where you at. And the only way you know where somebody is by the longevity of how they stand by you, no matter what they go through. You gotta go through more to look at us like we brothers. You gotta have, like General Muhammad said, you gotta have a little bit more winners under your belt. We haven't seen enough winners with Christ. We ain't got enough seasoning on us. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord putting that seasoning on us quick. He pointed on heavy. You understand? He pointed on thick. Because he trying to see, I'm finna put you in this fire. What are you gonna do with it? When I put you in this fire, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna run back out the fire and say it's too hot? Or are you gonna sit in the fire, go through the fire, and come out the way I know you could come out if you wasn't so weak? And what we just read in Proverbs was, if when it gets real, you fold, your strength is weak. You are weak. You're not strong. It's time to gird your loins and be strong, blacks, Hispanic. You understand? Because,
can I read verse 19?
Go ahead.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 19. As many as I love, I rebuke and chasten. Be zealous, therefore, and
the people he loves, he rebukes and chastens. I mean, he corrects them and punishes them. You know what correction is in the UPK? Going to counsel. You know what the chastening is in the UPK? Going to counsel and living the judgment. That judgment may not be what you want to hear, may not be what's comfortable in your mind, but it's what you have to do. And that's how the Lord works. The Lord loves who he chastens. That's how we know for a fact he don't love the other nations. That's how we know it. I can bet my bottom dollar and my top dollar on the Lord not loving the white man, our oppressor. Because he has killed 99 million of our ancestors in the transatlantic slave trade. Has ever paid. None of the ancestors have ever paid for the crimes they've committed against my people. Never. The things that they did to the Native Americans, making them go and find gold, cutting their hands off if they couldn't find the gold, cutting the babies out of our ancestors, babies out. You know what I'm saying? Sewing cats in their stomach so that the cat can rip itself out. Cutting our women's breast off so they can stuff it with cotton and play football with it. They have never paid for that because the Lord don't love them. So the Lord does not chastise them. You go in the gas station and steal a stick of bubble gum, you're getting 2 years. You're getting 2 years in jail.
Sir, if I could.
Go ahead.
An article came out that a brother served 20 years in prison for taking $15 out of a register.
You see that? The Lord loved that brother. I don't want the Lord to show me that type of love. I don't want him to show his love through his anger toward me. So in the UPK, we are taught to not anger the Lord so we won't have to. That is how we are in the predicament that we're in right now in the ghettos. Because we would rather see the Lord's love through the belt, through the judgment, through the counseling, through the correction after the mistake. Instead of just hearing his word, doing his, we still follow the laws of this Bible like the Sadducees and the Pharisees. Like the men that came out of Egypt. We follow his laws just so we can see him punish us. And then we say, oh, hey man, don't do that. Then we try to tell the next generation. And when they fall into the same trap we fell into, they hard-headed. Nigga, how did you find out about this? Because you didn't listen and you were hard-headed. You understand? Boy, I tell you, the nation of Israel, we are stiff-necked, hard-headed people, man.
Right on.
We got to get our ass beat first. That's what we got to go through. And the UPK is here to stop you from taking an unnecessary ass whoop. You understand? What you got to do is fight and stay fighting. Give me Isaiah 48.
Yes, sir.
Verse 9. This is what we teach it, man. Endurance. You know what I'm saying? Stamina. You understand? We run this race like it's the yards, looking good, you know what I'm saying? Opening up, looking real good, looking fast. Then we put you in that 100-yard dash. It's a little longer. You got a little more wind. Then we start talking about the 4x4. Start talking about cross country. That's this life. This life that we living in the UPK is a cross country marathon. That's what we live. And we are preparing you. We're preparing you how to breathe in this race, in this cross country race that you are living called life. And you'll never know how to live by being taught what you're taught in those churches. And that's why so many of our people give up easily on life. And they take their lives because this is not what they thought life was about. They thought life was about prosperity and money and wealth and riches, when life is about warfare. Life is about you going through something to get something greater than what you went through. None of our tests or trials that we go through are bigger than the reward we're going to get. But while we go through it, it's the worst thing ever. And we don't want to go through it. So what do? We quit. Read what you got.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 48, verse 9. Will I defer my, and for my praise will I refrain for thee,
Right.
that I cut thee not off. Verse 10, behold, I have refined thee, but not with, I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction.
The Lord chooses you in the midst of your hardships. A lot of us found the truth while we were in our lowest state. You think back at what made you when you found the truth. If you were not in your lowest state, you were in your lowest state mentally because you were searching. You found out that Christianity was wrong, so that tore you up in shambles. And you sitting at work every day like is God real? Is the Bible true? In place. When you got to your lowest state, that's when the Lord say it's time. That's what we all have in common. We all got a different story on how we came in the truth, but we all go through the same truth. And the Lord said, read that part again.
Con out of one con. Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction.
He chose us in the furnace of affliction, not in the furnace of love, not in the furnace of joy and peace and happiness. He chose us in the furnace of hard times. Keep reading.
Another one con. Verse 11, for my own sake, even for mine own sake, will I do it. For how should my name be polluted? And I will not give my glory unto another.
How is it? Do you think the Lord is going to let you pollute his name and he not punish you for it? You think the Lord is going to let you bear his name? That ain't how it works. The Lord is going to show you what type of father he is. He's going to show you. And he's going to whoop you until you change. He's going to fix you through the furnace of affliction. He's going to fix you through the belt. Go ahead.
Salaki, sir. Didn't he say he would use the other nations as a whooping stick?
That is what they are here for. These other nations are here just to beat your ass. They are here to be your servants. And when they're not your servants, they're your masters. You see what I'm saying? That's the life that we live because of our pride and our lust and the things that we want to do that goes against the Most High. Go ahead. Some more? Let's sit on that.
Yes, sir.
Give me 1 Corinthians 9:24.
Oh.
I was just talking earlier about a marathon. The Bible says the exact same thing. Read what you got.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 9, verse 24. Know ye not in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize.
You hear what that's saying? Everybody on the starting line is running the race. And they all run the race because they want the crown. But everybody's not going to get the crown. Everybody's not going to get a gold medal. If you're running the race and there's 8 people on the track with you, Only one of those people out of those 8 is getting that gold medal. Go ahead, read it.
That'll one con. So run that ye may obtain.
Run so that you can get the gold medal. That's what you do. You run the race so that you can get the medal, man. That's how you should run it. You should run this race like, look, I want to be in first. See, we try to make it to where we all gonna win together. That's why sports has fallen off so hard. That's why it's so weak and passive, especially in the school districts. Because they don't even want to give first and second no more. They want to give everybody participation awards. And if you give everybody a participation award, then nobody has to train. Nobody has to try to get better because they all know they're going to get a reward. That's Christianity. We all going to get a crown. I should wear a crown someday, even though I'm a hoe, even though I'm a murderer, even though I'm a drug addict, even though I live, I should wear a crown. That ain't what the Lord teach. You run the race like you want to be first place. That means you have to train. And guess what comes in training? Pain, injuries, hardship. You understand? That's what comes in training. But what comes after training? Getting on the field with people that cannot touch you. Playing on the court and you don't miss. You see what I'm saying? There's a reward that comes with it. But there's pain that comes with it too. Keep reading.
Verse 25, and every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things.
And if you're striving for perfection, then you're patient in all things. That means you're going to go through this furnace of affliction and be patient. You're not going to be so quick to give up. You're temperate. You understand? Keep reading.
That'll one con. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown,
right?
But we an incorruptible.
Now, these people are training. LeBron James shoot 1,000 shots on the basketball court so he can kiss a trophy that everybody on the team gets. And that trophy don't even understand? And it's something that can be destroyed. We are doing it to have a crown that'll never be taken from our family. That'll be passed down from generation. That's incorruptible. That's the reason we give up our old lifestyles to become something new. Because by you becoming something new, you show the Lord that I want to kill everything about myself that you hate. That's why we won't part. Because we took it upon ourselves to kill ourselves first. When Christ come back, he ain't got to kill me for eating pork because I already killed my old self for eating pork. He ain't got to kill me for smoking and robbing because I've already killed my old self for smoking and robbing. I'm a new creature. You see what I'm saying? But if you still doing it, he see it on you. He ain't going to like it. He's going to have to kill you. He's going to have to get rid of you. That's why we teaching what we teach, man. It may not feel good, it may not sound good, but it's what the hell you need. That's what it is. It's what you need to get out of this condition that you're living in. Some more on that?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
That'll one con. Verse 26. I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beateth, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway.
Let me tell you, we are not in the truth to be second best. That's why the I.S.U.P.K and the Commanding General YAHANNA says we are not affiliated with no other Israelite group on this earth. And if you are not in the I.S.U.P.K, you are not in the truth. We don't talk down. we tell you that everybody else outside of us is a liar, because we are not running this race, or we're not in this school so that we can just be another Israelite group. We're not in this school so we can just be looked at as some old niggas that's believing in something that ain't real. We are doing this because we know it's real and we are the best. But you can't compare to this. We are cocky because we know that what we say is the truth. That's why. You understand? If you had Mike Tyson's hands, you'll be able to confidently say, you don't want to get in the ring with me. And if you get in the ring with me, you're going to sleep. And they gonna be like, look, he's so arrogant and so cocky, just like Muhammad Ali. Ali would talk all the noise. Why? Why did he talk all the noise? Because he knew he could back it up. You know why we say that we the home of the truth? Because we know we can back it up. We know you can't touch us when it comes to this Bible. You can't touch us when it comes to this walk. You can't touch us when it comes to this lifestyle that we live. You can't touch us when it comes to being an example for Christ. So that's why we're so confident in what we say. And some more?
Yes, sir.
That's what we teach. We're giving you something that's practical. We give you actually do. The church don't give you something that you can actually do. They don't give you anything. And then it said that I don't fight like I'm one that just
Cast away.
that I read that last part.
It says, but I keep under my body and bring it under to subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway.
Now go up a little bit before that.
Fight
I.
Verse like 26.
Mm-hmm.
I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air.
You know what? Somebody that fights, you know what it's talking about with somebody that fight that beateth the air. Talk about that nigga that gym. He on the speed bag. He looking good on the bag. He get on the bag. He looking real good. You like, hey, let's get in the ring. And you work his ass. That's not how we fight. That's not how we train. We don't just look good on the bag. We look good in the ring too. You understand? You look good shadow boxing, beating the air. That's what you look good. You look good in church with your tin can suit on, you look good with your 20-gallon hat on. You look good like you're really doing something. You ain't did or you doing nothing. You the wickedest nigga in the church with the shiniest suit on and the pointiest shoes with the sharpest edge up and the nicest car. Men homosexual. That ain't how we live.
Verse 27. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to I myself should be a castaway.
Thing that I've learned in this truth, I bring it into me and I live it. I submit myself to the truth and everything. No matter what, when I first got in the truth and I heard that smoking was a sin, brother, do you know how I felt about that? But you know what I had to do? I had to put myself aside. I had to put all of my feelings and my thoughts into subjection under the scriptures, unto what the Lord wants me to do and not what I want to do. That's why a lot of people can't stay here. A lot of people can't stay here because they have their own agenda. And people with their own agenda cannot be trusted. You can't trust somebody that do what they want to do because at any given time, they'll just do it because they're the boss. They're the boss. Them that you don't know about, that they don't talk about, that's hidden. Whenever it rears its head and it decides to come out, and they have nobody that they listen to, it's going to come out. And if you can't get them in line with the structure and the structure and the order of the men of the Lord, then they're bound to do anything. And you can't trust that type of person. So that's why it's important to be in order, to be in structure, to do things the way. That is why our nation has so much strict rules, because it tells you how to eat, how to dress, how to sell and buy with your brother, when to buy and sell. It tells you how to do your hair. It tells you everything about what you need to do, because without that, you will have a man wearing women's clothes. You'll have a woman wearing man's clothes. You will have a man that sleeps with children. You will have a man that sleeps with his own children. You will have a woman that marries 30 men. You will have all of these different guidelines that they want to do because it's the lust and the desires of their hearts. That's why we have to have structure. Because without structure, the way we look right now, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we look like the laws are done away with. We look like we living in the purge. That's what we look like. Because we're doing what the hell we want to do. And it's showing. Look at the prison population. It's showing. And that's why the UPK is so important. You got it. Let me get Ecclesiasticus.
It's in the pocket.
Let me get Ecclesiasticus, because that's right on topic. Ecclesiasticus 2.
Ecclesiasticus 2.
Read what you got.
We'll start at verse 1.
Start at 1, yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's the book of Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 2. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Let me tell you something, man. When you come to serve the Most High, be prepared for all those things that you're trying to give up to strengthen themselves. When I was in the world and I was coming into the truth and I was learning to fight my weed demon, every blunt was my last blunt. Every blunt. It's the last one right here, bro. I ain't smoking no more. You know what happened after that? Partner show up. Yeah, man. I got some new weed I want you to try.
I just found a sack, man.
I just found a pound, and I'm giving it I'm giving out I don't even remember the grams no more. Most High in Christ. I'm giving out 3.5s to all my niggas. You see what I'm saying? Get ready for temptation. Keep reading.
Con that one, con. Verse 2. All right.
Do what?
Set thy heart aright.
Get your mind right for what you're about to endure. Let's get ready to rumble, man. Set your heart aright. Get your mind right for what's going on. Keep reading.
And constantly endure.
Wait. How many times need to endure?
Constantly.
Endure once or twice?
Constantly.
Nah, it's just too much.
Constantly. Endure.
Read.
And make not haste in time of trouble.
You know what making haste in time of trouble means? Don't run. Don't run when stuff get hard. Constantly. Every time a trial pops his head up, endure. Every time it feels like it's too much, endure. Keep reading.
And make not haste in the time of trouble. Cleave him and depart not away.
How do you cleave into the Most High? By following his laws, statutes, and commandments.
I don't.
Follow those laws, man, and don't turn away from them. Don't turn away from the structure that is given to you to keep.
That thou At thy last end.
No, be increased next week.
At thy last end.
No, I need, what was that commercial? I need my money now.
At thy last end.
Now, you want to be increased when Christ comes back. You don't want to be increased in a place that's going to be destroyed. See, that's what's wrong with Jay-Z and all these people that you look up to. They are worried about having a kingdom right now. You want to be in the kingdom that's going to be here forever. Keep reading.
Con verse 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee.
Do say it again.
Whatsoever is brought upon thee.
Whatever comes up in your life.
Take cheerfully.
Take it cheerfully. Keep reading.
And be patient when thou art changed to a low estate.
You hear that word patience? Patience popped up again. You know why? Because trouble. Christians say it all the time. Trouble don't last always. You understand? It ain't gonna be forever. Rainy days ain't forever. Sunny days. All of these things are temporary. The good times and the, but no matter what you go through, take it cheerfully. Keep reading.
And be patient when thou art changed to a low estate, for gold is tried in the fire.
Let me tell you, when you lose your job, you lose your friends and family, when you lose everything, be patient and content. Because what?
Because gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
Now, let me ask you a question. The scripture is calling this brother gold before he's even anything. He's going into the fire as gold. You know what that means? While you're in the world, you're gold. While you are a sinner, you are gold to the Most High. You're just not clean gold. You dirty money.
You lackluster.
You understand? You are trap money when you're in the world. You are money that people get from selling drugs when you're in the world. But when you're tried in that fire, then you clean the money up. Now you're cleaning it up, you're washing it, and you are now becoming something valuable to the Lord. Because now you're coming gold. The problem is you're just not clean gold. Keep reading.
Verse 6. Believe in him that he.
Believe in the Most High that he will help you. Keep reading.
Order thy way aright and trust in him. Verse 7. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall.
Let me tell you something. Don't go aside. That's what a lot of our people do. Because if you leave the truth, if you leave from following and walking on this path that you're on, you're going to fall. That's what's going to happen. You're going to fall. Read the next one.
Verse 8. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail.
If you follow and believe the Lord, then guess what? Keep reading.
Verse 9. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy. Verse 10. Look at the generations of old.
There we go.
And see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken?
Is there ever any record of anybody in the Bible that listened and followed the laws and were obedient and they were left stranded? They were left without. There are accounts of people that were following his laws that were tested and tried. But what happened after they test? They got 10-fold, 30-fold, 100-fold. They always come back on top better than they were ever in the first place.
Right on.
Is there any account? It said, remember the days of old. See, that's why it's so important that you read these scriptures, because you have to remember these things and hold fast to these things. Because when you're going through your lower state, you have to think about Job. You have to think about men in the Bible that went through things like it would never get better. It always got better. You have to keep these stories, these things in your mind so that you can deal with this while you're in a lower state. Is there ever any account trusted in the Lord and was obedient to his word and they didn't get what they desired? Read.
Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him?
And who did the Lord ever hate that called on him? That feared him and called on him? Read.
For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy.
You know why you still living right now? Read.
Because the Lord is full of compassion and mercy.
Do you know why the Lord didn't kill you when you were walking in your sin and you were in the world?
For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy.
Because the Lord is full of compassion and mercy. He has mercy on his children because he wants you to change. But if you don't change, he's watching over you to kill you. He's watching over you to destroy you. And a lot of our people are on their last leg. They're on their last. It's a last chance for them. And that's a lot of, and we are being tried because the Lord is trying to either glorify us or spew us out. That's what's going on in our lives right now. You don't understand why your life is so hard? It's because you're either going to pass your test or fail it. Sister in the chat said, is gaining success seen as a negative thing, or wanting more for yourself while also following the law, statutes, and commandments? It's most definitely not seen as a negative thing. You having more than you, it's nothing wrong with you getting getting a lot of stuff and getting gain and getting wealth. It's what you do with it when you get it. See, a lot of people get all of this gain, they get money, they get all this stuff, and you know what they do? They forget about the Most High. They forget about everything that the Lord has done for them. They forget about their lower state. It's just like the Day of Atonement. The Day of Atonement, that first drop of water on your tongue, you forgot you was ever hungry. Then you start telling yourself, man, I could really do it again. I could really go another day. Well, that's cool. You got time to prove yourself because the Day of Atonement is next Monday. Gird your loins. Get ready. You understand? You see, and a lot of you, this may be your first Day of Atonement. This is a glorious thing to do. Because what it is you are suffering with all of your brothers and sisters. All of us are going to be hungry together and thirsty together. And we all going to drink water and eat at the same time. We're going to all be refreshed at the same time.
I got to appreciate that.
And that's what this life is like right now. We are all going through hell together. We all going through different parts of hell. We all got our own stuff that we fighting, that we all going through, but we all going through hell. But when Christ comes back, when our King comes back, we're going to all be rewarded together. Go ahead, I'll read your precept.
Con. Perverse disputings of men and corrupt minds and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain
what Christians think. When Christians think about God being good, this is how they associate God being good. I got money. I never hear Christians say I never hear broke Christians say God is good. And all the time God is good. And then when that house, you moving into a new house, God is good. You lose that job, God is not good. This ain't nothing but the devil. Every time something, this ain't nothing but the devil. The Lord said, I create good and evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. The Lord does the good and the bad. Give him the credit for it all. Everything. Give him the credit for all of it. Because he is the most high power. But you think gain is godliness. You think the more money you get, that's how you know the Lord is with you. That's why a lot of people think that we are satanic. And a lot of you niggas ain't even got jobs. That's how I know this is Satan. Because you thought Christ rode around on a white horse, him and the disciples. You thought they pulled up in purple.
He rolled up on the ass and rags.
You understand? They slept from pillar to post. Christ rolled up on a donkey as the king. Christ was a poor man like you and I. Keep reading.
From such withdraw thyself, but godliness with contentment.
Godliness with what?
Contentment.
Money with what?
Contentment is great gain.
You see that? You could be broke and happy than the rich man. Because do you know who commits more suicide on the earth? Rich people. Rich people are killing themselves by the thousands. They have everything they want. They have everything they want. Everything they can ask for. And they kill themselves in that 20-bedroom house with them 6 garage doors, the Bugattis and the Lamborghinis and the Ferraris and the helicopter and the pool with the indoor and outdoor pool, and they kill themselves.
That's verse 9, sir.
Read it.
Verse 9. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition.
All of that lifestyle that you get, you don't get happiness. Because a Black, Hispanic, and Native American man, happiness is pleasing the Lord. A lot of our people that are rich, they are studied looking for something else to make themselves happy. They just can't get enough. No matter how much money you get, you can't get enough of it. Just to fulfill yourself. You're not going to find that with wealth and money. That in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. You're going to find that following the laws and learning how to make the Lord happy, how to please your Father. That's what any child wants to do. They want to see daddy smiling at them. I said, look at my son. Look at my daughter. I'm proud of you. That is more fulfilling. Do you know why a lot of kids make straight A's on their report card? Just to make their parents proud. When you're in elementary, you don't know the value of getting straight A's. You're doing it because your mama said she wanted. That's how we should be. We should come to the Most High as children. And we should just be obedient as children, not knowing why we're being obedient. That's what he wants. He wants you to just be obedient just because he said to be obedient. You see what I'm saying? But Christianity teaches you the opposite of that. You understand? Is that on the scripture?
Yes, sir.
Anybody got any more questions online? Check the Facebook feed.
Yes, sir. There's no questions on Facebook. Sure.
Let me see. Give me 2 Timothy. So like,
yes, sir.
yeah, 2 Timothy 2. Yeah, start at 1.
This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 1. Thou therefore, my sons, in the grace that is Yahushua. Verse 2. And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men.
Listen, man. That's why Christ said he would rather you be hot or cold, because he want to pass this knowledge down to faithful men. You don't want to give this knowledge to men that are lukewarm, who straddling the fence, men that ain't gonna do nothing good with it, that's gonna creflo dollar the truth, that's gonna take it and get money with it. He want to give this to faithful men that's gonna pass this down to other faithful men, who's gonna pass this down to faithful women, who's gonna teach this to faithful children, and then we can have a faithful nation.
Right on.
That is what we doing in this school, man. Keep reading.
Another one con. Who shall be able to teach others also.
Who shall be able to do what?
Teach others also.
Who should be able to teach others also. That's what we doing, man. You understand? I see some of these fake Israelite groups videos. It's always the same niggas teaching, man. It's always the same niggas on every video that I watch. Every time I'm scrolling by, it's the same. Every time I'm scrolling by, it's the same God in the truth. That's the only nigga. Man, you watch the UPK videos, like, man, who's this brother? Who's this brother? This brother, he just got out this. He was just a trooper. I seen him get his name the other day. Now he's an officer. That's what we do. We passing this knowledge down, and we waking all our brothers and sisters up. Keep reading now.
Another one con. Verse 3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua Mashiach.
Endure hardness like a good Christian.
Soldier.
Like a good usher board member.
Soldier.
A choir member.
Soldier.
A musician.
Soldier.
You hear this? This is war, man. Life is war. Fight this battle like a soldier. Stop fighting like a coward. Stop being so soft and weak, man. Because this life ain't soft or weak. Being raised up under a crackhead, that ain't no soft life to live. Being raised in a house and don't nobody love you and everybody telling you you ain't nothing and you trash and they hate you, that ain't a soft life to live. That's war. You understand that, man? This life is war. You gotta be a soldier. And not a weak soldier, not a punk soldier, a good soldier. Be a soldier with rank, fighting this fight. Keep reading.
Verse 4. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life.
This is a part of your question right here. No man that warreth entangled himself with the affairs of this life. What are the affairs of this life? Your job, your family and your friends, the people that love you, the people that hate you. It's just, I don't want to make people think something's wrong with me. Nobody in Iraq is worried about what's going on in Houston. The people from Houston that are in Iraq are not worried about Houston. They are not entangling themselves with the affairs of regular life. You shouldn't associate yourself with the affairs of what's going on outside the truth. You should only worry about what's going on in the truth. The life you live in the truth. That's what you should be worrying about. Keep reading.
Con that one con. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him that hath chosen him to be a soldier.
You gonna please who?
Him that had chosen you to be a soldier.
Who chose you to be a soldier? Did you choose to be a soldier? Did you choose to give my life to Jesus? Give me John 15 and 16. You hold what you got. You give me John 15. You didn't decide to do a damn thing. Read it.
16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you.
You didn't choose the Lord. The Lord chose you to be a soldier because he knows that you are a soldier. Go ahead.
But I have called you, Salaki, and ordained you that ye should go and bring forth fruit.
That you should go and do what?
Bring forth fruit.
He have called you and ordained you, anointed you, so that you can go and bring forth fruit. So you can help somebody else. So you can pull somebody else out of the world with what they see you deal with. With the life they see you live, it's going to strengthen somebody else to live their life. With the turmoil they see you going through, it's going to strengthen somebody else to go through that turmoil and fight all the way through it. These brothers that's in the UPK, man, we go through hell every goddamn year. So you know what that's making people in the world do? I can do it too. I know him. I remember him from the world. I remember I remember he wasn't that type of dude. But now look at him. Keep reading.
And that your fruit should remain.
And your fruit will what?
Should remain.
Should leave.
Should remain.
That's what the Lord wants. The Lord wants you to get fruit that ain't gonna leave, that ain't gonna fold when the wind get hard. See what I'm saying? That's what we doing and making in this school, man. We're making people that are no cowards. So like, what's going on? Call for a lock line. Okay. That's what we'll finish that scripture.
That whosoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it you.
If you are living the life that he wants you to live, once you do what, you can ask the Most High for something. You can ask now. Now you can ask. You ain't gonna ask the Lord for him to bless you and give you the desires of your heart, and you are a rapist and a murderer and a homo. Your prayers are an abomination on your head, man. Go ahead, finish your scripture.
That one con. This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 5. And if a man for masteries, yet is he not crowned, except he strive lawfully?
He strive what kind of way?
Lawfully.
You're going to be crowned only if you are working lawfully. You're working toward the crown the right way. You're working toward the crown the way you want to live. Living your best life. Talk about you working toward heaven. You on a highway to hell. Talk about you on a stairway to heaven. Keep reading.
That one con. The husbandman that laboreth must be first partaker of the fruits.
The husbandman that laboreth. Do you know who the husbandman is? Somebody tell me who the husbandman that laboreth. Go ahead. Christ is the husbandman. What is a husbandman though? It's a farmer. It's the man that lays the seeds.
Right on.
That's who the husband. Christ laid the seed. We just read in John where he said, he the one that chose you so you can bring forth fruit. Well, the husbandman that laboreth what?
Is he must be first fruits.
Keep reading.
Verse 7. Consider what I say, and the Lord give thee understanding in all things.
Let me tell you something. Give me Luke 17:7, man. Luke 17:7. You think you gonna get the kingdom before Christ. That's what you're doing. You trying to get the kingdom before Christ get the kingdom. Christ died for the kingdom, but you trying to get it before him. Read what you got.
I'm gonna start at verse 6. This is the book of Luke, chapter 17, verse 6. And the Lord said, if ye had as a grain of a mustard seed, if ye had faith as a grain of a mustard seed, ye might say unto the sycamore tree, be thou plucked up by the root, and be thou planted, and it should obey.
Be able to talk anything out. You know why a lot of people come into the truth, and we read the prayer of the power to heal, the power to
curse,
the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the, and then you get in a position to where you could probably heal somebody. Why don't you do it? Because you lack faith. You know, I don't want to make the Lord look bad. I don't want to look stupid trying to do this. Don't be afraid. Have faith, have courage. That's what the Spirit is. The Holy Spirit is the spirit of courage, man. Peter and them was in the house because they were scared to go outside after Christ died. Day of Pentecost came, they got bold in. They stopped teaching in the house. They started talking so loud, people in the streets heard them. Keep reading.
God that one come.
Verse 7. But which of you, having a servant plowing or feeding cattle, will say unto him by and by, when he has come from the field, go and sit down to meat?
Who's going to tell their servant that works in the field, all right, boy, go on in there, get you something to eat. I'll be in there later. Nobody. Will your boss tell you to take a break before him? Who gets breaks at work first? The supervisors. Keep reading.
God that one
Come. Verse 8. And will not rather say unto him, make ready wherewith I may sup, and gird thyself and serve me till I have eaten and drinking, and afterwards thou shalt eat and drink.
That's what Christ is saying. He's saying this is what you're going to do. What you need to do is go in here, put your apron on, fix my plate, fix me something to drink and eat. And then after that, feed yourself. After that, after I eat. Keep reading.
Come that one come. Verse 9. Doth he think that the servant, because he did the things that were commanded him?
Do you thank your servant because they follow your orders? Because they do what they're supposed to do? Do you tell your kids, thank you for brushing your teeth this morning? Thanking you for putting socks and shoes on. Do you say thank you for that? Read the Bible.
I trow not.
I think not. Why in the hell do you think you're going to get the kingdom before Christ? Christ died. He the one that set up the kingdom. You ain't gonna get the kingdom until Christ get the kingdom. So you gotta endure. You gotta last. You can't fold. Because when you're looking at your situation in your mind is you just don't understand. No, see, that's you. You different. You just don't understand, man.
like you special.
Nigga, we all going through the same stuff, man. The only difference is some of us leave and some of us stay. And Officer Malakwa put up a status the other day that said, there's no honorable way to leave the truth.
Right.
Endure. That's what we all got to do. We can't run from it. We got to stay and fight it out. Because that is what cowards do when they run. And Christ wants no cowards in his camp. That's why we want no cowards in our camp. You understand? I don't give a damn what you got going on in your life. I don't give a damn how hard it is. I don't give a damn how much you hate it, how much you don't like it, how much you don't agree with it. Stand strong and never drop your sword. Never run from your responsibility. Never run from the thing that you know you have to do. Never do that. Because the light that's in you is lights that need to be shown to your brothers and sisters so that they can come out of the world. Your brothers and sisters have to see you go through this test and pass it. So when they go through that test, they can say, I know I can do it. They did it. That's brotherhood and sisterhood. Having seen strength from each other and using that strength and passing it to the next person. Know what that means about the chain? You can't have no weak links. None. Any questions in the chat? Go ahead.
I had a question on Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 2.
Read it.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51. I started at 1, so. Verse 1. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind. Verse 2. And will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. I was trying to get some clarity on the fan.
Going on, what does air do to fire?
Increase it.
It makes it bigger. Read it again.
And will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land.
When all of those fires are done, then what? Nobody. Read that part again.
And will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land.
Mm-hmm.
For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about.
There's going to be a war. And it's going to be total chaos. And this chaos is going to bring the destruction of Babylon. And through the fire and through all the flames, it's going to empty out this land. It's going to make people run from this land. People are going to flee from this land. You understand? And then everybody going to be round about us, you understand, trying to come into this land and take it. Read the next verse.
Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow. And against him that lifteth himself up in his brigandine, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her hosts.
Get ready for war. That's what it's saying. Bend the bows, that's the gun. You understand? It's just saying, let's get ready to rumble.
The Apple Divide, he said, is gaining success.
We already answered that.
Okay, so
No sweat. Is that it? Any questions on the YouTube? Go ahead.
I got one more question. Same chapter, verse 49.
All right.
As Babylon hath caused the slain of Israel to fall, so at Babylon shall fall the slain of all the earth. Is that saying that basically everything's gonna go down at Babylon? So
read the verse before that.
Verse 48. Then the heaven and the earth and all that is therein.
Read 2 verses. 70. Start at 47.
Verse 47. Therefore, behold, the days come that I will do judgment upon the graven images of Babylon, and her whole land shall be confounded, and all her slain shall fall in the midst of her. Verse 48. Then the heaven and the earth and all that is there shall sing for Babylon, for the spoilers shall come unto her from the north, saith the Lord.
Okay, go ahead.
As Babylon hath caused the slain of Israel to fall, so at Babylon shall fall the slain of all the earth. That have in Babylon?
That's exactly what we're saying. All the nations that live so deliciously with Babylon are all going to fall with Babylon. All these nations, this is the precept is in Revelations, when it said the merchants of the earth will weep and mourn because of the smoke of Babylon. Just think about how much money China is going to lose when America falls. Think about how much money and commerce that these other nations are going to lose when America is no longer here to provide them money. You understand? So, when it said in the heaven and the earth, do you understand that part?
Lies.
The heaven and the earth, the people at the top and the people at the bottom, they all therein will sing for Babylon. They all, the people, the spoilers are the things that the tanks and all the things that's going to come to destroy this place. So there's going to be a wiping away of the heaven and the earth. You understand? The people at the top will no longer be at the top, and the people at the bottom will no longer be at the bottom, because there's going to be a role reversal. It's what we talk about all the time at camp. When we got to get them boot kisses. You know what I'm saying? Is that it?
901.
Anybody else? Jim? Oh, Salah. We got to pass the class over. Y'all can sit down. Pass the class over to priest and officer. Toss it down. You got it on your phone? No, sir.
We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of This is the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only, and they are to share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if the brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There is another 6 months, sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3, 8 through 10, meaning a tenth in Hebrew, ma'ashera. 10% of every penny of any increase that the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, which is a free will offering for a priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give, give. Upcoming Holy Convocation. The Day of Atonement, which is on Monday, October 7th, 2019. Leviticus chapter 23, verses 27 through 32. If any brother is interested in joining the school and becoming a trooper, he must start wearing all black, boots, shirts, pants, headband, or scarf. And these are the security announcements.
My Jim? So,
We're going to do the Lord's Prayer first in Hebrew, then in English.
Abanaw,
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim,
Kodash.
Kodash,
Ayah.
Ayah,
Shimka.
Shimka,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Allah with God.
Labuka,
Taba'ah.
Taba'ah,
Ratazayaka.
Ratazayaka,
Ayah.
Ayah,
Asha.
Asha,
Barataza.
Barataza,
Kawa.
Kawa,
Ha.
Ayah,
Bashemayim.
Mashamayim,
Natalanawa.
Natananawa,
Ham. Call.
Call.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalak Nawab.
Wasalak Nawab.
Kabawak Nawab.
Kawak Nawab.
Kasalak Nawab.
Kasalak Nawab.
Kabawaki Nawab.
Kawak Nawab.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Kaba'ai Nawab.
Ayan.
Banasai Wan.
Mansai one.
Abal.
Ball.
Aishai Nawab.
Shine.
Mayan.
Ayan.
Rad.
Ride.
Kaya.
Yeah.
The Ka.
I'm
Amalakwa.
a lot what?
Wahala.
Wahala.
Wahata Para.
Wahala.
I will love you.
I will love you.
Aman.
Mud in the English.
Our Father. Our Father.
Join in heaven.
Which art in heaven.
Hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth.
In earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day
Our daily bread.
our daily bread.
Forgive us.
But forgive us
Our debt.
our debts
As we forgive.
as we forgive
Our debtors.
our debtors.
And lead us not.
But lead us not
into temptation.
into temptation.
But deliver us.
But deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
Thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
So be it.
So be it.
So, courtesy salute to the brothers. My name is Shabbat. Majid. Barak.
How about Shem Yahshua Brakatah?
Yazmatah. So, men of Israel. My name is Shabbat. Majid. Barak.
How Shabbat about Shem Yahshua? What's going on there?
Lord has brought thy kingdom upon me.